Hello everyone, we are from Group 4. We want to present about Livehaf company assessment. Okay, there are four of members. That's Alya, Zahra, Anggini Arsyad, Anisahnur Oktaviany, and me, Orivan Waruwu. Okay, the next slide can be explained by Alya.
Okay, thank you, Rifan. So, before continue, we want you to know about what is Livehaf. So, Livehaf is a local fashion brand founded by Arif Hidayat in 2015. So, the CEO of Livehaf is Arif Hidayat, and they sell menswear from tops, bottoms, and accessories. And Livehaf is categorized as an SME category, small and medium enterprises, and stated from their website, Livehaf still use 100% Indonesian tailors in Bandung, Tangerang, and Jakarta because these tailors are the one who also produce for international fashion brand. And then Livehaf doesn't have any offline store yet, so they only sells its product through website, Shopee, Tokopedia, and Instagram. Next.
Okay, thank you, Alya. And the next, let's talk about the business process of Livehaf. Okay, I want to open the link. Okay, this is the business process of Livehaf. We use the MTS and also the Livehaf use ready stock method because Livehaf not using the system of PO. In here, we can see there are six. They actor is vendor, purchasing, inventory, finance, sales, and customer. And the first activity do by inventory. Okay, inventory check stock the product, and this is the decision available. If no, create order by purchasing. If yes, do a quality control or quality checking product. After okay, before I explain this, I explain the purchasing step. After create order, purchasing send order data to vendor, and the vendor receive the order from purchasing. And after receive order, vendor see the information what the order of purchasing means, that what order from Livehaf company. And after vendor already receive order, vendor prepare the goods, and after prepare the goods, create invoice to Livehaf company. And purchasing actually get the invoice and create vendor bill. And after create vendor bill, purchasing send bill to finance, means that to make finance paying the bills. And this is the decision of finance. And this is the trapeziums, means that the activity is traditional. And after paying the bills, purchasing inform proof of payment to the vendor. And after vendor get the informations, and vendor send goods to the warehouse, means that in inventory. So inventory do a keychain product. After keychain product and the product already, so enter to the activity of sales. So sales and product information on the web, and after that posting and displaying. The step it's already by Livehaf. We explain about the customer activity. So customers see the product in the Livehaf website. This is the decision. If interest, if interest, I means yes, order the product. If no, stop the activity because they not interested the Livehaf product. Okay, after interest, I means yes, order the product and pay the product. Yeah, this is fill the information what the customer wants about the product of Livehaf. And then from the sales, sales receive information. After that, payment approval, and the next activity by finance approve to about the payment, and the inventory prepare the product. And after prepare the product, send product into customer, and customer get product. And after get product, this is the decision of customer, suitable goods. If no, do a complaint. If yes, stop activity because customer like the product. If no, complain to WhatsApp because there are regulation for Livehaf to make the customer must be complain on the WhatsApp to make it fast. And then this is the activity from sales, complaint receive, and after complaint receive, send regulation for product return. And then customer read a regulation related to the regulations. After read regulations, the next step is fill in format like the name, phone number, and address, and the product customer already buy before. And then in the sales, they get informations. After get information, finance record the information related the money. And after that, give delivery instruction to customer to return the product. And this is the return product. After return product, the inventory get a product. This is the activity. Product has arrived. After product has arrived, make a refund by finance. After make a refund, yeah, the last step is get money back from finance to customer. And this is finished. Okay, this is the BPA process. And the next slide can explain by the other member.
Okay, thank you, Orivan. Now I will continue the presentations. So this part is about RACI Matrix. And RACI Matrix have meaning in each word. R means responsible, A means accountable, C means consult, and I means inform. And now I will explain about RACI Matrix in Livehaf. Before that, this diagram is not in order like business process. We arrange the RACI matrix based on who is responsible with each divisions. First, check Livehaf product stock. This project means inventory should check which and how much product that available and not available. And as we can see, the responsible and accountability is from inventory because inventory are the one who doing checking stock and also they have authority to take decision. So inventory is accountability and responsible, and purchasing and sales will be informed that the product already being checked. The second one is receive product order from Livehaf. So this part is Livehaf order from new stock to vendor. So the one who responsible is vendor, and purchasing will be accountability because purchasing is the one who contact vendor and inventory, and sales will be informed. Next is prepare the product of Livehaf, and vendor will be responsible for this activity, and purchasing, inventory, and sales will be informed. Fourth is create invoice for making the product. Vendor will be responsible for this activity, and purchasing will be informed. Next is send finished good to Livehaf. So in this activity means all the product is already prepared and ready to send. So the one who responsible and accountability is vendor, while purchasing, inventory, and sales will be informed. Other activity is create order for making the product. So in this activity means after inventory check the stock and they need additional stock, and for the responsible is purchasing, consult with inventory, and inform vendor and sales. Next is send order data to make the product. So this activity is Livehaf send the order to vendor, like what kind of product they need to produce, like sending the design, the details of products, and purchasing will be responsible. Consult by inventory, vendor and sales will be informed. Next is create vendor bill, and purchasing will be responsible and accountability. Vendor, inventory, and finance will be informed. And another activity is send vendor bill. So after create purchasing, we'll send the vendor bill. So purchasing will be responsible for this. Vendor and finance will be informed. Next is inform proof of payment, responsible by purchasing. Finance will be accountability, and vendor will be informed. Next is QC product or quality control product. In checking the product inventory will be responsible and accountability, while vendor and purchasing will be informed. Another project activity is prepare product for delivery. This activity means when Livehaf got order inventory will prepare and packing the goods. So the one who responsible will be inventory and will be informed by purchasing and sales. Next is send product to customers. The one who sending is inventory, so inventory will be responsible and sales will be accountability. Next is paying vendor bills. The one who paying is finance, so finance will be the responsible and purchasing will be accountability and vendor will be informed. Another activity is approving payment from customers. Finance will be responsible and accountability and sales will be consult. Next is record the information. Finance will be responsible and accountability and sales will be informed. Next is refund the money. Finance will be responsible and accountability, and sales will be informed. Another activity is set product information on web, responsible by sales and consult with inventory. Next is posting and displaying product, responsible by sales and inform the inventory that the product will be displayed. Next is receive order information. So sales will be the one who responsible. Finance and inventory will be informed. Next is approving payment from customers. Responsible by finance, inventory, and sales will be informed. Next is receive customer complaint. The one who responsible and accountability is sales, and inventory will be informed. Next is send regulations for product return. Regulation will be sent by sales. So sales will be the one who responsible. And the last one, give delivery instructions. So this activity, sales are responsible to give correct address of inventory. That's all from RACI Matrix.
Okay, so next we go to the system architecture. As we can see in here, so this is the image of the Livehaf architecture, and the core of this idea architecture is to separate the content management from the transaction management through a technology called secure link, which also multiple catalog server to show the capacity of a single transaction engine and all of the content-oriented part of the system to scale independently of the transaction-oriented part of the system. And the separation of this function allows separate management of some system facility, especially security. And this approach also allows the service organization to provide a transaction management service on outsources basis on the other company, such as a system architecture show how functionality is distributed across the various system elements. And in this architecture, the transaction server is separated from a vendor server, and there may or may not be a separated payment gateway depend on the support payment method. In this example, as we can see in the picture in the left one here, the web server via security link provide the catalog content in the catalog application. And a catalog might consist of a set of web pages describe an item for sale with image, pictures, specification, embed video or audio clip, and so on, whose own resources are obtained from a catalog database that store all of the item of the data and the pricing with the help of the catalog server. On the other hand, in the picture in the right here, the web server through a secure link can also access the managed customer data management, which contain the information ranging from a customer management such as registration and profile, order capture such as the order form, order completion, which also include the taxes or the shipping, and the other fulfillment. And last one is the customer service for help the overcome of the customer problem. And all of this data is obtained through the different database so that it can be neatly organized such as the customer data, order data, and the payment. And these two web servers are connected to the internet to be reached by the customer, and are the relevant party of Livehaf. Okay, that's all from the software architecture. Next.
Okay, now we will explain about SWOT analysis, and also we arrange based on priority for Livehaf. For now, it's about strength. Livehaf product have a good quality and follow current trends, and with maintain quality of product will reach customer satisfaction. So it will be Livehaf strengths. Next is mature Instagram account. As we know, Instagram Livehaf already verified and also have many followers. And also we can see they're active on social media. This is also can be their strength. It also can gaining trust for customers. Third is maximizing e-commerce to boost sales, reach massive engagement and target market. So Livehaf really great at managing e-commerce. On Shopee, they already sell more than 1,000 products. Next is easy payment. And Livehaf product can be paid by any e-wallet like GoPay, Shopee Pay, and OVO, and also a bank account. Plus is they provide refund service. They guarantee if the product that received is not as expect, customer can apply for refund with some rules and regulations. It means Livehaf really care about customer satisfactions. Next.
Okay, so next is Livehaf weaknesses. So based on our analysis, at least there are 3 weaknesses of Livehaf. The first weakness is Livehaf only sells menswear. Why is this considered as a weakness? Because Livehaf's competitors like Erigo and 3 Seconds, they sell products for men and women, and Livehaf only sells menswear. So this could make Livehaf target audience limited and could be a development blocker of Livehaf as a business. And other than that, international fashion brands like Uniqlo, H&M, Zahra, they are sell products for men, women, and even children. So, as Livehaf mission is to be the #1 fashion brand in the world, Livehaf has to look at these big brands at their competitors also, and they have to start to sell to wider market by not only selling menswear. And then the next weakness is Livehaf has a relatively small team. Why is this considered as a weakness? Because based on Livehaf website on 21st February 2022, Livehaf only has 14 employees after 7 years of its establishment. While they sell a lot of products and they also serve thousands of customers, hiring more employees could expand and increase their business on several aspects like customer service, customer engagement, marketing, or product innovation. And this could also support their vision to be a #1 fashion brand in the world. So the next weakness is customer refund is limited only to those who buy through the website. So why is this considered as weakness? Is because there are several customers on Shopee that complain that they cannot refund the product which does not suit them. And Livehaf team replies that they can only refund if the purchase is through the website. But if we look at the testimonials and comments, we can see that there are more customers who buy the Livehaf product through Shopee rather than website. So letting the customer refund products through Shopee can increase Livehaf customer satisfaction. Yeah, okay.
Next, we go to the Livehaf opportunity. So for the first opportunity is can attract more customer because they have many type of product, and considering that the Indonesian people are very conscientious and picky in choosing a good product at affordable price. Second one is becoming a big fashion brand and able to compete with the competitor in the future because the product that they make have a quality that is good as the other big brand since they use the same confection that also produce a foreign product. And then next is Livehaf is already a known brand for some people. So Livehaf should start to have an offline store, and of the customer prefer offline store because it tend to be easier to see the quality of the material and its size. Next one is can open up the job opportunity for the community without reduce the employee salary or making a mass resignation. Although the COVID-19 pandemic continues to hamper the economy, Livehaf can open a job opportunity for the community and reduce the employees without reduce the employee salary. Next one is building a community because a great brand usually have a community of a loyal fan, and they usually engage through Instagram with this the customer will love to share the photo or the video or the testimonial thing when they using the brand product, and it keep them coming back and bringing their friend with them to buy. That will increase the Livehaf conviction. Next.
Okay, this is a threat. Okay, the first threat is there are many local fashion brand competitors like Erigo and 3 Second, which already have a bigger market. Yeah, you can imagine the competitor it's already famous and have a offline store. After that, for the example, like Erigo, it's already famous in the other country like America, and the 3 Seconds already have offline store in mall. And the second is with the development of increasingly rapid technology such as a metaverse technology. Yeah, that's a threat. You can imagine today many sector it's already in metaverse like house and the other accessories we can buy on metaverse, but it's not real or that's a physical form, so it will affect people purchasing power for a real product. And the next is third is consumer sentiment because Livehaf it's still a growing brand. Yeah, because it's still growing brand, they think can buy in the other local brands like Erigo because the price it's same and the quality it's still same. That's a threat for a third things. And the fourth is bad review on e-commerce. So bad review in e-commerce which complain about the bad quality of Livehaf product material and the wrong size of the product being sent. This could make people think twice to buy or repurchase Livehaf product. And the last is uncertain hybrid situation. It's still depressing economic condition in Indonesia. Yeah, today it's COVID-19 and many people not good with the COVID-19, and yeah, so it requires a large number of even optimize company expense and income. Okay, the next is the business process continue plan.
Okay.
Okay. You can see Anggi?
Yes, I can see.
Okay.
Okay, now we will explain about a business process continued plan. Now we can see on this table, here are a business process continued plan. And first, I will explain for asset type. First is first critical things is like Livehaf product design, and the threat is Livehaf product design can be plagiarized by competitors and impact category is major. For impact details will be losing customers. Vulnerability will be medium. Likelihood details is possible. And for this case is missing compliance because the products sold can be seen by competitors through the Livehaf website, Shopee, Tokopedia, and Instagram. Evidence is about customers report and research and development report, and how to gather evidence will be reviewing evidence provided by customers and staff. For control type will be preventive control, and business control is determine copyright and provide information on the website that the goods are copyright. And a PIC will be upper management staff consisting of CEO, CFO, and COOs. Second critical things is Livehaf partner from raw materials vendors to production vendor. And the threat is termination of the cooperation relationship, and impact category is major. For impact details will be losing time of searching for other suitable vendors, and difference with Livehaf usual materials and quality. Vulnerability will be medium. Likelihood details is possible. And for this case is missing compliance because opinion between Livehaf and the vendor, which lead to determinations of the corporation relationship. Evidence is about agreement, and how to gather evidence will be report evidence provider by purchasing staff. Control type will be preventive control, and business control establish a mutual agreed contractual relationship and create and provide contract in regulation company. And PIC also will be upper management staff consisting of CEOs, CPOs, and COOs. Third, the critical things is Livehaf brand awareness platform, which Instagram, and the threat is being hacked. And impact category is major. For impact details, we'll be losing the current followers, engagement, and content. Vulnerability will be low. Likelihood details is possible. And for this case, is missing substantive because downloading malicious software or clicking to malicious link and with Instagram password. Evidence is about verification failed and system security fault, and how to gather evidence will be verification, system checking and report, evidence provided by IT staff. Control type will be preventive and detective control, and a business control is maintenance, data backup and check and recheck irregularities, and PIC will be IT staff. Next point will be explained by others member.
Okay, so for the next is still in the same type of asset. So for the critical things is Livehaf selling platform like Shopee, Tokopedia, or website, because the data that has been taken from the customer can be misused by this third party. And the third is the customer leak data, and then the impact category is major. And the impact detail is the Livehaf can lose the customer trust, and for the vulnerability or likelihood category is low. For the likelihood detail is possible, and the missing is the compliance, also substantive. So for the compliance is because the security of the third party, or we can say it as a customer partner like Shopee and so on, is good but has loopholes to break in. And then for the substantive thing is because the platform of the employee leak data to other parties. And then for the evidence is we can get it from the for the evidence is from the user feedback, and also still use the old version because in the old version, the website still not maintained. And then for the how to gather the evidence, we can use a report or the system check-in, and then evidence provider is from the IT staff. And then for the control type, we do the preventive and the detective control because we want to prevent this problem and also searching the core of the problem. And then for the business control is provide a socialization to customer to stay updated with the last version of Livehaf website. And then for the PIC is marketing stuff because they handling a customer. And then second one for the critical things is Livehaf warehouse because can be stolen by an irresponsible person, and the threat is warehouse thievery, and then the category of the impact is major, and then the impact detail is Livehaf can lose product stock that's supposed to be sold, and also money loss. And then for the vulnerability or likelihood category is low, and then the likelihood detail is possible, and then the missing one is the substantive thing because the CCTV that security system and guard are there, but the guard is not ready to handle it. And then for the evidence is from the CCTV and also security guard. And how to get this evidence, we can see from check the CCTV and also the report. And then the evidence provider is the guard staff. And then the control type is preventive control because we want to prevent this problem. And then for the business control is increase the security and place duty officer to always be willing to work with a safe chain of system. And then the PIC is from the security department that will handle all of the security thing. And then the the third one, Livehaf loyal employees because of dissatisfaction from the employee who get while working. And then for the threat, yes, loyal employee can move to the other company. And then for the impact category, if major, and then the impact detail can disrupt company routine and then also reduce the company profit because of the added requirement and training costs. Vulnerability is low, likelihood category is likelihood detail is possible, and then the missing one is the substantive because have a work environment that is less friendly and no increase in the salary or reward. The evidence is from the employee feedback, and then how to gather this employee feedback from the HR interview or also a report. And then the evidence provider is HR staff, and then control type is detective control. And then for the business control is find the root of the problem and doing the banding. And then the PIC is HR because this HR is handle all of this employee. Next one will be presented with Orivan.
Okay. The next is about critical things asset, Livehaf website, and the threats is data loss, impact category it's major, and impact detail. There are two. The first is cause Livehaf website to go offline, and the second lost customer and revenue. And then the vulnerability or likelihood low because it's low, and likelihood detail is possible. Missing components or substance, that's a substantive, no data backup, and lack website maintenance, carelessness of the staff in charge. And the evidence there are two. The first is system security, and the second is IT staff. And how to gather evidence? The first system checkings, and the second is report. Evidence provider is IT staff, and control type. We want to preventive control, and business control is first backup data, to make sure the data not lost, and always maintenance the data. And PIC it's IT staff. Okay, the next is Livehaf office. Livehaf office is critical things, and the threats is office thievery. The impact detail is major, impact category is major, and impact detail. The first is loss office assets, and the second is loss important company data. Yeah, it's similar with the office assets, but the loss important company data is to be important. And the third is money loss. Yeah, it's effect from the one and second impact detail. The vulnerability is low, and the likelihood detail is possible. And the missing is substantive. There is CCTV and what, but they don't pay attention to the security around. The evidence is first employee feedback, and the second is security. How together report and evidence is tough. The control type is preventive control, and the business control conduct periodic security around the office, identify who enters the office by giving a sign to distinct visitor and employees. The PIC is security department. And the last, it's about critical things like have financial data. And the threats is corruption or bribery. The impact is major. Impact detail, the first impact, it's a legal problem. And the second is damage finance. And the third, lower employee morale. And the vulnerability, it's low. And the likelihood detail is possible. The missing compliance, because there is no detailed rules and act of corruption. Evidence, it's finance, and how to gather the evidence with the audit, and the providers is finance staff. Control type preventive and detective control to make sure the Livehaf financial data corruption bribery it's not happen. And the business control is established regulation for the acts of corruptions and maintenance of financial data. And the PIC it's finance department. And the next critical things can be explained by Alya.
Okay, so the last critical asset of Livehaf is customer refund information, and the threats that might happen is data loss on WhatsApp. Why WhatsApp? Because as Orivan have mentioned on the business process before, Livehaf manage their customer refund information through WhatsApp, and the impact category of this threats is major. The impact details are customer transaction process becomes longer, and then reduce customer satisfaction and cause bad reviews. The vulnerability of these threats to happen is high, but it's possible to happen because of the compliance risk, which is there was a bug in the WhatsApp. And the evidence of this threat would be from customer feedback, and how to gather this is from system checking and from customer report. The evidence provider would be the sales staff, and how to control this to happen is by preventive and corrective control through prevent and correct errors that occur in the system. And the PIC would be the IT staff. And next, we will move to Livehaf critical service. First is rebound service. So the threat that might happen is there might be fraud by customers. The impact category will be major, and the impact detail is detrimental to the company. The vulnerability it to happen is low, but it is possible to happen because of the compliance risk, which is fraud by customer occurs because of the customer's own carelessness, such as stealing clothes because of they ordering the wrong product. And the evidence of this would be from SOP about returning goods, and how to gather this evidence is from review. The evidence provider would be the sales staff, and to control this will be from preventive control through create SOP for returning goods more detail. So more detailed SOP for customer to return the goods. And the PIC would be the HR staff. No, I'm sorry. So the PIC would be the inventory staff. And then the next critical service is research and development team. So the threat that might happen to this critical service is research and development team move to another company. The impact category will be major because it will reduce overall productivity of Livehaf as a company, and the vulnerability this to happen is low, but it is possible to happen because of the compliance risk, which is Livehaf lack of attention to its employees, such as lack of salary, not getting insurance, and inadequate work environment. And the evidence would be from the agreement with HR, the agreement between the research and development team with HR, and how to gather this evidence is from a review that will be provided by staff, and the control type would be preventive and corrective control through rearranged benefit that employee gets. The PIC would be the HR staff. And next is product quality check. So the threat that might happen is error in product quality check. The impact category would be major, and the impact detail is unsatisfied customer. The vulnerability this to happen is high, and it's very possible to happen because of the compliance risk, which is occurs due to the inaccuracy of employee in checking the product. The evidence would be from customer feedback that give bad reviews to the product that Livehaf sells, and then how to gather this evidence is from customer review or customer feedback, and then the evidence provider will be from the customers, and the control type would be preventive and corrective control through double check before packing to customer. The PIC is sales and the inventory stuff. And then the next critical service is customer service. The threat that might happen is incompetent customer service staff. So, for example, they might be given a wrong information to the customer, or they might be incompetent in answering customer complaint. So the impact category of this threat is major because they will lose customers because of this, and the vulnerability it to happen is low, but it's possible to happen because of the substantive risk, which is lack of customer service expertise in providing service to customers. And the evidence is from customer feedback, and how to gather this evidence is from customer review. The evidence provider is customer, and the control type would be from preventive and would be by preventive and corrective control through create standard employee qualification, and the PIC would be the HR staff. Next, Livehaf has critical service, which is to create product catalog on website. So the threats of this is strong information of the product, and the impact category is major because it will cause miscommunication to the customer, and will also lose customer trust. The vulnerability it to happen is low, but it is possible to happen because of the substantive risk, which is staff negligence in distributing inaccurate information. And then the evidence would be from customer feedback, and how to gather this evidence would be from review from customer. And to control this is through preventive control by always check and recheck the information that will be uploaded on website. The PIC is the sales staff. And next, Livehaf also has critical service in product promotion. The threats is promoting the product in offending way. The impact category would be major because it will cause Livehaf to lose customer and reduce Livehaf brand image. And the vulnerability it to happen is low, but it is possible to happen because of the missing substantive, which is lack of attention of staff in using good and correct language. The evidence is customer feedback that will be gathered through review, and the evidence provider will be the customer. To control this is by preventive control through observing situations that might offend, then taking precautions. And the PIC would be the sales staff. Next, we have critical service, which is collaborating with influencers. So the threats of this is collaborating with problematic influencer, and the impact would be major because Livehaf brand name would be flawed, and it will also reduce the number of Livehaf fans. And the vulnerability of this to happen is low, but it is possible to happen, and it is because of substantive, a missing substantive, which is lack of self-attention for influencer research. And the evidence would be from customer feedback, and how to gather this would be from customer review provided by customer. The control type is preventive control by selecting influencers and decision strategies in promoting the product of Livehaf. And the PIC would be the sales staff. And then we have employee training as critical service of Livehaf, and the threat is employee doesn't get anything from the training. The impact category of this would be major because it will waste Livehaf money, it will also waste time, and it will also make employee it will also cause employee making mistakes when they are working. And the vulnerability is this to happen is low, but it is possible to happen because of the missing substantive, which is HR mistake in choosing the trainer. And the evidence would be from employee report, and how to gather this employee report is from from the report itself. And how to gather this evidence is the evidence provider is the staff, and the control type would be corrective by change training coach and check any teaching error. And the PIC would be the HR staff. Next, the critical service is in creating Instagram content. So the threat is Livehaf could create misleading or offending content, and the impact category would be major because they would lose customer. They will also got a cyber violation from Instagram, and Instagram can also close brand account because of this. And the vulnerability of this to happen is low, but it is possible to happen because of missing substantive, which is staff members are not paying attention to utilize proper language in creating the content. And the evidence would be from customer report and Instagram notification, and how to gather this evidence is from review, and the evidence provider would be from IT staff. The control type is preventive by making rules and directions regarding to content created. The PIC would be the CEO itself. And the last critical service of Livehaf is giveaway. So the threats of this critical service is sending the giveaway gift to the wrong address or person. The impact category would be major because it will increase the number of Livehaf haters, and it will also cause Livehaf to lose customer trust. And the vulnerability of this to happen is low, but it is possible to happen because of the missing substantive, which is staff mistake in inputting the customer's information. The evidence of this threat is from customer report, and how to gather this evidence would be reviewing the customer report, and the evidence provider would be the staff of Livehaf, and the control type would be preventive and corrective control through checking and rechecking customer information data. The PIC of this would be the sales staff. Yeah, and that's all. Livehaf critical asset and critical service. So thank you for paying attention to our presentation.